military cemeteries in many parts of the Union. We've been in the Punch Bowl Cemetery in Hawaii outside of Pearl Harbor. We've been on the USS Arizona, where there's still 900 sailors buried there from the day of Pearl Harbor. We've been to Anzio Beach in Italy, to the cemetery. We've been into Belgian cemetery, Verdun. We've been into France, and we've been to many different places where we visit the graves. But I have to say, the reason I'm talking to you today is every Memorial Day, I remember a boyfriend of mine from London, only 4 blocks from here. He grew up with me. And I always try to remember him and honor him along with the other people. And so there are 3 things in 3 different cemeteries that really impressed me. The first one was Ed and I visited General Patton's grave, and he's buried in the American Military Cemetery in Luxembourg, just near the German border. General Patton is buried just in an ordinary grave, just like any private, not anything special. The only thing is he's nearer to the road because more people visit his grave. So that impressed me to be able to go to the grave of General Patton. The other one was when Ed and I went on Omaha Beach in France, where the D-Day invasion took place. We walked up the hill, and I have to say, when I looked up at that bluff, and you can see pictures of it sometimes on TV, I was marveling that anyone got up there alive. So those brave people that went up that hill, many hundreds of them were landed by Coast Guard sailors. People don't know the Coast Guard manned over 1,000 of those invasion barges that took the Army in. And the first thing I saw as I went around the corner was a memorial to the missing. Their bodies were never found that were killed on that day. And the first name that stood out to me was a Seaman Second Class United States Coast Guard fellow from Jersey City, New Jersey. And I got such a feeling because I thought, that could have been me. He might have been in boot camp with me. You never know. And it really made me feel something. And the last one was when we went to Luxembourg, as I say, to General Patton's grave. I went to the office and I said to the man working there, I have a friend who's buried somewhere in Europe. Could you tell me where his grave is? He said, if he's buried in a known grave anywhere in Europe, I can tell you where he is. So he looked up in a big book in the office, and he found the name of Second Lieutenant Walter Burion of Lincoln, New Jersey. My friend, I grew up with, played football with him a few blocks from here at Lincoln High School. Very good buddy. And so I found out something else which I can pass to you. All of the U.S. military cemeteries in the whole world are run by the United States government. The people who work in those cemeteries and the offices are civil servants, American citizens. And all the countries that these people are buried in have been, the land of those cemeteries have been deeded to you, the United States government. So all of our military people buried anywhere in the world in the military cemetery are buried on American soil. They're considered to be buried in America. So that's something that I didn't know, perhaps you knew, I didn't. Ed and I drove about 50 miles to this other cemetery was. 10,000 graves in the cemetery. Kind of overwhelming when you go to these places. But when I found the grave of my friend, that really hit me. And so I'm going to read to you, although he told the stories about other men. A newspaper article in the Elizabeth Daily Journal back in 1945 about my friend Lieutenant Bolsonaro. And I have a picture of his grave here and a picture of the article about him. So that gives you a feeling when you see somebody new there. His picture is 22 years old. Lyndon Pilot dies in raid on Reich. Second Lieutenant Walter Burian, 22-year-old pilot of a B-17 bomber, was killed in action over Germany on September 19, 1944. His wife, Mrs. Doris Cargan Burian, was informed in a telegram from the War Department. Now, they were married only 1 week and he went overseas. She also was a student friend of mine who lived in Tremblay Point, London. So they only were married a week and she never saw him again. The young man previously was reported missing in action, but a report from the German government transmitted to the Adjutant General's office by the International Red Cross later revealed he was dead. A son of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Burian of 230 Street, East Price Street, London. Burian was a graduate of Linden High School, where he had an outstanding record as an athlete, starring in football and basketball. He held a New Jersey title for the throwing of the javelin. He also held a Mid-Atlantic title for the same sport, and he was ranked number 6 in the United States for the throwing of the javelin as a freshman in college. Lieutenant Burian was attending Lebanon Valley College when he was enlisted in the Air Corps 2 years ago. He received his wings on November 1943 and was sent overseas last May. He was originally trained to handle a B-24 bomber. He later was transferred to a B-17. Lieutenant Burian had received the Air Medal with several oak leaf clusters. He also had a presidential citation. He had written his wife that he had nearly completed enough missions to permit him coming home on leave. Besides his wife and his parents, he has a family of brothers and sisters. So that was my friend that I saw there. Very emotional chunk of that. And like each year, when I have Memorial Day, I try to march the parade in Clark, because Clark has done a great job of remembering all the people from Clark who have been killed in all the wars. And just 2 weeks ago, they unveiled a memorial to the women veterans and Clark and served in Clark, which I think is long overdue. So I appreciate that, and I try to march tomorrow if the rain doesn't ship me out.